This is note-taking guide 2.5 is price per earning ratio and yield. The very first thing we need to know are the two formulas, and you guys, they're really easy. It's just a fraction. So if we're going to find the price per earnings, we're going to take the price per share and divide it by the earnings per share. So the price divided by how much it earned. We're going to do the math. It's going to give us a number. So that's how we're going to do the price per earnings. The second formula is for yield, and yield is the annual dividend, and dividends are always given annually, right, unless it says otherwise. So the number that we are given for the dividend divided by the price per share. So we're just gonna, and this would give us like a percent of increase is what it would give us. It's going to be a decimal point number, but we could change it to a percent by moving the decimal point 2 places. So what we're going to do is just some simple problems today that we're using either of those formulas and just doing a little bit of math with it. So on the first example, it says, find the price per earnings ratio. The earnings per share is $7.89 and the price per share is $67.93. You remember how I said this was going to be easy? Like really, how much easier can it get, right? The price, yeah, okay, give me a minute. No, I'm just kidding. The price per share goes on top. The earnings per share on the bottom. So price per share is $67.93. The earnings per share is $7.89. And then, go ahead, Matthew, go ahead.
8.60.
8.60. Somebody else agree with that? Mm-hmm. Yes. That's your price per earning ratio. That was easy, right? That wasn't even crazy hard. Okay. So, same thing. Next problem. The price per earning ratio, again, is the price per share, which is $2.50. Oh, just kidding. The price per share. I was trying to make the math harder than it needs to be. The price per share over the earnings per share. So $20 over $2.50. And when you did that, you got... Oh, don't everybody shout it out at once.
8.
8. It's 8. Okay.
My bad, I'm working on the phone.
So your answer is 8 on that one. Are there questions on that?
No.
All right. The next two change to yield. And there's actually two problems in each of these questions. So the first part is really simple. We're plugging into the yield formula. The second part, we have to do a little bit more work to find the actual value of our investment. But let's just find the yield first. So the yield formula says it's the dividend per share over the price per share. So the dividend is 87 cents. The price per share is 38.65. We're just going to punch that in our calculator. Let's go to 4 decimal places today, okay? So when you plug that in your calculator and it spits out something really ugly, take that ugly decimal point number 4 places. Sorry.
You want the answer?
Yeah, I do.
0.0225.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Now I'm not done here because then it asked me to find my total investment value of 100 shares. So really it wants what it was worth plus the yield. So let's just find out what 100 shares was worth when we started. 100 shares was worth $38.65 each, right? So if I times that together, that would give me what my shares started out being worth. Everybody agrees with me on that? So that will be 3,865. Okay. Now I need to find the value, the new value with that yield, meaning add the money that we earned. We know that we started out having a value of 38.65. I know I'm getting a 0.0225 yield, which is really a 2.25% yield, right, is what it's given me there. If I multiply those together, it's going to tell me how much I earned on those shares. So what did you get on how much you earned?
$86.9625.
Yep. So I'm going to go to dollar and cents on that. So I'm going to go to 96 if that's okay. That works for everybody. So then to find the total, don't I just add these two together? Because that was what they were worth plus what I earned.
So 3865 plus 8696 equals anybody?
What? Oh, so I'm working on the next problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, 395196. Did someone else get that? Okay, just let's go with my number then.
Sure.
You guys are being funny today. All right, last problem. We're finding the yield and then we're finding the total investment. So you guys, this is exactly what you're doing the whole time today. The wording gets a little bit different on a couple of the problems, but just remember this is the same thing what we're doing. So the very first thing I'm going to do is find the yield. The yield is the dividend, which is $18.70, divided by the price per share, which is $128.50. And I'm going to just do that math. When I do that, I get my yield as 0.1455, which is really a 14% yield, right? 14.5% yield. That's a pretty good income on stocks that we're talking about here, or shares of the company that we've bought. So then we're going to find the total value. Again, the total value is what we paid for it plus the yield added to that. So we had 200 shares that originally started out with a value of $128.50. And so that's a pretty big number. I got 25,700. You guys got that? Yeah. So then I'm going to find the yield on that. So that $25,700, I'm going to times by my percent of yield, which is 0.1455.
$3,739.35.
$3,739.40?
No, 35.
35? Someone else get something like that? Or close enough to that? That's what I got exactly. So my total amount then, that was the value of the investment, was the 3739.35 plus the $25,700. So the total value of my investment is $29,439.35.
Can you leave that up there for a second?
Totally can.